benefit of
Hello,
literature.
I just dropped something from the table, but just
a
wait.
dream analysis
Let's do some
Oh my
EUIV.
God, wait. Hold on.
Let's see what I get.
Is it possible to set up some form of like phone number where
Mula.
you can call in and tell us the dreams they had, and then we interpret those dreams?
I don't even
That
see
would be amazing.
where that is.
That would be an amazing show idea. I'm gonna look into that. I'm looking into
Oh,
this.
there it is.
We
Oh,
be the best
generic slot tonight. No,
in the world.
that's not
May have to be
hordes.
the
I don't
Power
like to play.
Podcast. We're
Another
just like,
horde,
welcome
another
to
same
Dream
thing.
State.
No, no Americans.
We'll make up fake names. I'll be like, my name is Ottomans.
Horde.
I will
No,
dream
go to
birds."
Europe, damn it.
Oh, dude, we're doing it. We're doing
My
it.
name is
Ottomans, eh?
Walrus.
Well, let's try a world
That's
conquest.
happening. It's done.
Been a while
Archibald
since I
Crucible in America
had a gab at that.
host a show where we analyze dreams. Holy shit.
And today in the background, Cox and Crowder.
I don't know about you, but I didn't get some worthless like communications degree in college. I got a dream analysis degree.
Holy crap. This needs to happen so badly. So badly. I'm looking into this. People can call in, leave their leave what happened in their dream.
Just a second.
And
Like you understand, like we don't really care.
then, like, we have a bunch of cabbage here. You don't get
Okay.
it. It's future cabbage. It comes from the future. You just
If I remember correctly, their claims are now done
That's weather.
by emissions.
Now let's move on to sports.
We got
Yeah,
sports
I'll
stories.
get to
First off,
Asia
we got
Minor
top
stuff.
playoffs.
Uh-oh.
If I go
Packers,
up the
they
force
won.
limit.
Because
Well,
Greg
Packers, I
Jennings,
don't have a lot of
Greg
people.
Carry the team
on his back. Now he's heading on down to San Francisco,
Okay,
where
Hungary.
he's going to beat the 49ers. I know Will
Max,
tweeted me and said he
fairly
likes the
standard.
49ers and that he thinks I'm wrong. He obviously doesn't understand Greg Jennings.
That is
When he
interesting.
sees Greg Jennings on the field,
And so is
he
this.
will become a convert.
Mm-hmm. Very easy.
Greg Jennings.
Everyone
He wasn't
else
even playing
kind of
last time they played
sucks.
San Francisco in the opener, which it explains everything.
It
And
does.
I actually
Oh,
have a
I'm
prediction
doing
for
Hungary, I
Greg
think.
Jennings. He's going to put the team on his back next week, and I'm calling 10 catches, 15 touchdowns, and 1,500 yards. See, he only has 10 catches because he's going to have 4 touchdowns being a running back, and then they're going to put him on defense, and he'll get an interception and return back for a touchdown.
Their navy is weaker.
All with a broken leg.
All with 3 broken legs.
How is he doing that?
And then the whole time he's running, people will just be like
Okay.
shock and awe, just mesmerized, and he'll just be like, Greg Jennings. And so, I mean, Packers obviously keep on winning.
Okay,
And Baltimore Ravens, they won with Jacoby Jones. He
Can
didn't
do
really do a lot,
Lithuania
but I
for
guess the fact that
sure.
he's just there. They had
Yeah,
Ray
I
Lewis,
don't
who
know,
like
actually.
he's like, I'm retiring, and then he's
And
playing with,
looks
like,
I need to do
super
anyway.
arm, like torn bicep, but
Hungary.
he's just like, I'm Ray Lewis. And then
and then let's throw Venice.
oh yeah, Houston, Cincinnati, the Bengals lost.
For
they
now.
suck.
Really?
It's good, doesn't really
Strange.
matter. I can
Apparently,
Although I
handle
did
everything
think
on
the
my
Bengals
own.
would win because the Bengals I figured would be on
Not
the
like
roll,
they're
but nope.
band together or
Bengals
something.
apparently lost their last 3 playoff
Nah,
games
they won.
and haven't won a playoff game in like
Okay,
30 years or something.
Are you saying the Bengals are bad?
I am.
That's nonsense.
And then the
Pretty
other
good
playoff
start
game was
in Rula.
RG3 taking on the Seahawks, and RG3 got
that's
shut down.
shit.
His bionic legs
Okay,
gave
that's
out,
good.
and
that sounds
And
like the
that's okay.
end of the saddest robot movie ever. Like he discovers his humanity, but he still loses, and he's like, "But I
Okay,
have
let's
learned
focus
a more
military, why
valuable
not?
lesson," as he is being dismantled.
it was so disappointing too, because like he started off well, and then he tweaked his robotic leg.
Alright.
And that was the only reason I wanted Washington.
Who
Otherwise, I didn't
wants
care
to
about it.
ally us?
And then he was trying to take his team back, and he just like broke his robotic leg, and he went down, and it was just like RG3 shut down.
And a guy walks out of the field.
Florence,
shoots him in the
interestingly.
head. They
Pope.
boot up another one in the back in the locker room.
Why?
RG4.
I don't get it.
Oh god.
Is Bohemia
And we have this
Hungary's
awesome
rival?
story.
No.
Yes, we have a very funny story. Here's what we're gonna do.
Fun how
In
that
the
works.
description to this video is a link. I want all of you really quickly to go to that link. Hopefully it's still up by the time this goes
Okay,
live.
Tunis
You can
seems
see it.
fairly
It's of a woman reporter, and I guess they're on the
like a
Minnesota
fairly
Vikings
easy option.
News thing.
show. Yeah, and just go watch this and come back. You can pause this if you're in the car. Tough tatas.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch this while you're in the car. That'd be bad.
Yeah. All
Okay,
right,
it's
they're
easy
back
to
now.
just do
Yes,
that
they
and then gain the proper
Okay,
claims.
Sure they are.
Well, that woman got tackled.
So let's start with
Well,
that.
it was more
That's
like she
it,
got
that's it.
stiff-armed.
The best part is the music that's added. It's like dun 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 dun. This dude just goes up behind and just pushes her down, and she's like this. She is a hardy Minnesota woman. 'Cause she's like, I'm okay.
The best is I just don't like how the dude that knocks her down is so into it. He's like, I caught the ball. This is my time to shine, coach.
The best part is that the other guy who's in the shot with her, the really tall, skinny guy, is like he
Okay,
walks over.
let's
you
get
can
those
see
two
he's got this
guys.
Smile on his face. It's like, don't laugh.
So I can
Don't
have
laugh.
10.
Don't laugh, dude. It's amazing. Meanwhile, back in the studio, Santa Claus or
Yeah, let's get
Kenny
3.
Rogers,
Why not?
Minnesota version.
Minnesota Kenny Rogers, and his wife, I don't know who that is, on their Minnesota coffee table, are just like,
Oh, we started with
"Everyone,
that.
hope everything's okay
Think
over
here.
there."
That's their news show. Is it's just these two people in their living room? That's the Minnesota news.
Alright,
Oh my god, there's just, that is amazing.
let's
That
just
is
do
amazing.
that.
Oh, I like how right before that happens, where he throws the ball, she's just like, "Oh, go ahead. I'm not gonna get in any trouble." And then she gets in trouble. That's that.
And I guess that's sports.
Won't
sports.
go up with that.
All right, well then that brings us to our big story of the day. Krendor, hit me with that news.
Well, you might say this really is a big story. Poll: few Americans know all the risks of obesity.
That was a very good segue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, continue, please. What are the risks?
Heart disease and diabetes get all the attention.
Okay, that's
But
good.
what about the many other ways obesity can damage your health? Carrying too many pounds may lead
I'll
to or
see what I
worsen
can
some
do
types of
about
cancer,
the territories
arthritis,
next
sleep
year.
apnea, even infertility. But a new poll suggests a few Americans realize the links. Oh, few Americans actually realize the links. Only about 1/4 of people think it's possible that someone can be overweight and still healthy.
Okay,
according to a
what's
poll
the
by
other ally we can
some
take?
thing. Ask about the most serious consequences, and more than 7 in 10 Americans can correctly tick off heart disease and
Crimea
diabetes.
is here,
Heart
and
disease
that's
is
an
the
option.
nation's leading killer, and diabetes and obesity are twin epidemics, as rate of both have climbed in recent years. The other consequences aren't so well known. People are often shocked to hear how far-reaching the effects of obesity are, said Jennifer Dimitriou, a bariatric dietitian.
Yeah, why not?
Only 7% of people surveyed mentioned cancer, although doctors long have known that fat increases the risk of
And let's
developing
see
cancers of the
if
colon,
I can take
breast,
some great
prostate, uterus, and
power
certain other sites.
to my
Plus,
side.
being overweight can make it harder to spot tumors early to
Something
treat them.
significant.
Then there's the toll on your joints. especially
Aragon
the
is actually
knees.
not far.
About 15% of people knew about obesity contributing
Let's see if
to
we can
arthritis,
work on
a
that.
vicious cycle as the joint pain then makes it harder to exercise and shed the pounds.
Yeah,
High blood
they
pressure,
don't
high
like them
cholesterol, strokes were fairly low. on the list, and
Venetians.
Fertility didn't get a mention. Also, 5%
Sorry.
put respiratory problems on the list. Studies show people who are overweight are at an increased risk of sleep apnea and asthma, and that dropping pounds can help improve their symptoms.
Here's something that I think this
Let's
stems
just
from. I
keep
think
our
the big
navy
story
together
here
for
is
now.
People not knowing, right? Like
Okay,
in
that
the
was
US,
to
not
be expected.
understanding. Is that what the article's about, really?
Yeah.
Follow me here.
All right.
It seems like the whole, I am beautiful no matter what they say, like that, or the like, big is beautiful, or those kind of things, where it's like, it's okay, the whole it's okay to be yourself.
Yeah.
I think goes against this.
Oh.
I think that also works with smoking.
That's a thing.
And anything else like that's bad for you, where people are like, be you, be who you want to be.
Yeah.
Be okay with yourself. Like, sometimes you shouldn't be okay with yourself.
I heard George Carlin, he did that thing on the self-esteem movement. He's like, the self-esteem movement is BS. He's like, you know who has high self-esteem? Sociopaths. Because it's like, you can only have, like, you have to have some self-esteem, but, like, when you have too much, you can't actually, like, improve as a person.
And I think, like, it's that idea of
Okay,
I'm
that should
okay with me.
stop
Like,
those
you can have that. You can be okay
damn
with
pirates.
yourself, but there are certain things that you should be trying to fix about yourself constantly.
Ah,
And, like, getting in shape should be
your
an
woman
active goal.
sucks.
should
Did
be
you know
like,
that?
I'm okay with not being able to do, like, play with my kids. Like, no, you shouldn't be okay with that.
That's like the whole point of, like, having our body is, like, for the past, like, not, like, it's only in the past, like, 50 years we've gotten fat. So all the other times we were out, like, doing things.
I don't know. I think Chester A.
Well-
Arthur. No, wait, not Chester. President Garfield. Who was it? Which? Hold on, I gotta look up our president. We've had some big ass presidents
Well,
in the past.
those people are, like, the rich and the, like, the famous ones that don't have to actually do anything.
Do I need this?
Well,
Like
now I
the
guess that
kings
relates-
of the medieval age.
Ah,
were like, he's fat,
fuck
he
it.
must be rich and powerful. It's all he did was sit
No.
around and rule the kingdom.
No.
You do make a good point.
Yeah.
But with
Nah,
that
let's
said,
not
though, I
spend
think you're right in the fact that we
Our
are
military
very,
shit.
like, we don't really move. We don't really do a lot. And so when people are like, improve yourself, this whole, like, I'm fine with who I am. You can be, I think you should be fine with your personality and fine with who you are, but you should actually, like, care about your health a
Ooh.
bit, I would think.
I would hope
That
so.
escalated quickly.
I don't, whatever.
Or you can watch, like, Honey Boo Boo, and
Well, what else does this article say?
that's all it really said.
That's it. That's it. Americans are dumb. We just don't get it.
I
can
need to
go
stop
to this
guaranteeing them
Cosmo article
when
that
I
says 8 foods to avoid before sex.
develop another relationship.
I don't know if that's gonna help us.
It might help you lose some weight.
It might, but I don't know.
Oh
I
well.
don't think that eating a bunch of food before sex is really gonna be helpful.
Number 1 is beans.
All right, that's it. We're done. We're done. That is
Artificial
the
sweeteners,
least-
broccoli, red meat, black licorice, skip ad, cheese, alcohol, gum.
Did it really say you should have beans before sex?
It said avoid them.
Oh, I thought it said you should. I was like, that sounds horrible.
No, that was don't do that.
Oh, I thought it was like, look, if you want to have really great sex, eat a bunch of beans.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean,
Well,
it
just
makes
stop
sense.
with this.
It makes sense.
Protein, you know.
Where the fuck is it? Here
Right?
it is.
That'd be the best. Like,
Okay.
oh yeah, baby.
Should we
Yeah.
get a vessel in me?
Oh, it would just stink, is what I'm saying.
What else did Cosmo say? Cosmo also says why we don't like when guys cry.
2 magazines later, it'd be like, why men should cry.
And then everyone will be like, I can relate to this article. Like this woman. I think it's normal and okay if a guy cries for a legit reason, but I'm totally turned off by a sensitive type guy who overevaluates his feelings and moods from day to day.
Then the next magazine would be like,
Oh, that's good.
guys cry because it shows their sensitive side and allows me to understand them better.
It's funny because it's exactly what's gonna happen.
Oh, Cosmo, you're so predictable. I like how we're 2 grown men, like, we know everything in Cosmo.
Like, I'm practically a writer for Cosmo because of how much I know.
Okay,
And
that
that's
looks.
where your short story will appear.
Yes. Oh my god. Speaking of which, I was in Target and they had the book section.
The federal
and there are
faith
now,
is
like,
nice,
parodies of 50
but
Shades of
technology
Grey.
costs
Mysterious
something we don't need
consequences.
just yet.
And then it shows like right under it, let's just like.
But what we need is
sometimes
embarking Venice.
It's fun to not know about what's happening or like some stupid shit.
Oh,
Why
when we don't
is
have
it
the truth, I
suddenly
guess.
okay for books to be made for housewives that's like, hey, I know your life is boring as shit.
Oh, we can
Here's
insult them.
all the crazy kinky
No,
sex
no,
you
we
should be
can't.
having. Enjoy.
We have the truth.
Why can't there just be like a number that's like
We
my
can
phone number
insult
and they
them,
call me
though.
up, and I'm like, look, I know your life's boring. How about some of that crazy, kinky sex you should be having?
There's the tombstone.
Oh, that's
quote.
good. Admiral.
Why can't there be a number where women call me and I go bang them?
Because when you think about it that way, the number has to be dialed, and then we dial into our consciousness.
David lynched. That's how we're ending. Thank you guys for listening, and we will be back tomorrow.
Chocolate.
God, I want a hot chocolate. And as always, to be continued.
Okay, let's go for morale. I'd like some hot chocolate too.
Renault Captur, sada uz bonus do 13.500 kuna i s kompletom
Alright, what's the force limiting around these parts? A lot of 17, so we can go to 17, I guess.
Hello, everybody, it's time for Ghosts and Prendog.
Prendog in the morning.
In the morning. Broadcasting live. Before our recording studio.
Bro.
Recording. Wake your ass up, it's up next Prendog in the morning. Hello there, everybody. Welcome. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, number Tuesday.
It's number Tuesday. Hashtag number Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay,
good.
I'll
That's a
just
good one.
grab
It's
that.
a pretty good one.
I am feeling horrible.
Let me get
today.
Kossovs also, I can get on that cheap gold.
Holy crapoly.
Do tell.
I will. I'm setting it up for a story.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we can do this as well.
yesterday, I was working on a craft show for a
Fuck
dear
you.
friend of ours, and she was like, "Hey, come be a part of this show." I was like, "All right, sure, I'll make crafts. You know, I'm good at that. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's making crafts.
Of course.
In fact, calling it making crafts probably proves how bad I
I'm really
am.
good at like making the crafts and just kind of like make them.
It sounds like I'm a cheese creator. I make the craft. Now I want a grilled cheese sandwich.
I had one today. Again.
Son of a... Oh, hold on. We have to go on a tangent before we talk about how sick I
Okay,
am.
seems like we're ready for
Prendor
war when this
the other day
thing
showed
stops
me
drilling.
this YouTube chef, and he was like, "Today I'm going to teach you how."
More cheese on top of it, and then you flip that onto the pan so the cheese and the butter
Okay,
meet,
can
and then
try
you
to
put a
catch the
cheese on the
slurps.
top piece of bread.
Let me reiterate. You turn down the heat.
With this guy,
Then
so
you take
let's do
extra
that.
cheese and put it
This
on
is
top of the outside of the sandwich.
the easiest way
and
to
then
do
that to the
Flip it.
to
other
achieve
side.
that.
And so when you're done, you have a grilled cheese, but there's also cheese on the top and bottom of the sandwich. So it's like
a
a
crunchy cheese layer.
yes. And I've made that 2 days in a row, and it may be the greatest thing ever.
Anyway, so yeah, that was our little tangent.
Maybe.
On that. So if you want to make that, I guess just look up Chef John. It's one of his most popular videos.
Mm-hmm.
The dude's hilarious. He's like, "So I teach you how to make the grilled cheese." That may or may not be accurate. I don't know.
May or may
Let's
not.
see what I can do with
Oh
these
yeah, you were
nobles and
So I was
them having a
making
ton
the
of
crafts,
territory.
And after we were done, because you know
This
how
doesn't
things
seem
are in
right.
the Hollywoods,
No.
everything has a budget.
Get away
And
from here.
Most of that money doesn't actually end up going to what it's supposed to go to. So people were like, "Hey, why don't we order lunch?" I'm like, all right. sounds
That
good to
didn't
me."
really
And then,
do
of course,
much.
Everyone there's like, "Let's go order from that vegan veggie restaurant." I'm like, whatever, sure, okay. And so it was like this. I'm trying to remember what the name of it is, but it's like Green Love, or one of those things.
Yes.
And
Okay, don't want to
Green Love sounds
upset
like
them just
an
yet,
alien
so
porno.
actually
So what happened is we got the menu online and I
They
was
should
looking
fix
through all
it.
the different things, and it was just tofu curry mixed with a frothy aioli of beans and red sauce. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I decided to
This
go with
is-
a chipotle chicken sandwich, which is probably my bad
Yeah, I
mistake
should
anyway,
do that.
considering it was like everything there was veggie. I was like, I'll get the chicken sandwich. And it was like, well, do you want soup? Or
Okay,
do you want
that's good.
a salad? Or do you want red skin potatoes? And I was like, well, I don't want potatoes. And my only other choices then are soup and salad. And I never understood why you would get a sandwich and a
Let's
salad.
get a
Doesn't feel
general
like that
just in
goes together
case,
for
and
me. Does
that's
that make any sense? Am I a
I
crazy
think
person?
soup
really
is
worthless, but I
It's
guess
the
it's
best
something.
choice. Yeah, it's the best choice. So I was like, well, I guess I'll get the soup. And they're like, well, they only have one soup. It's a daily special. I'm like, well, whatever it is, I'm sure it's fine. The soup is a, like, corn chowder?
Oh my god, cool story. Guy I used to raid with lived in Boston. He called everyone chowder heads.
You chowder head.
He's like, you stupid chowder head.
Let's put it
So I
here.
get this food. And it
Slow
tastes
down a
delicious.
bit.
Oh, and I ordered the sandwich on a baguette. My theory here was that I would eat the middle of the sandwich like a salad, then use the bread for the baguette and dip it in the soup. It was gonna work out wonderfully. So I get it all, and the corn soup is like super thick, and like chunks of like corn in it. And I was like,
It's a
oh, this is gonna be
chowder.
so. Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be so good. And at the time, it was quite delicious. 6 hours later, I was like in the most like stomach pain I've ever been in my entire life. I was like, oh, why? Why did I eat that? I don't even know. And it lasted all day. And I
Okay,
don't know
that
how
went
your
well.
body works, but I'm pretty sure it's connected.
It probably was like a cream soup, so maybe it got left out too long. Let me turn on the old man switch. I turned it on.
Uh-huh.
What are you gonna do? Seal the chowder, you don't leave it out for too long. You're gonna get sick. This is cream soups.
Oh, I don't want corruption already.
What are you doing? Leaving the cream soup out?
When you eat cream soup after it's been left out for too long, you're gonna get sick. So you're just an idiot.
No one else got sick. So my thought process is, I'm so used to fake food that real food messes with my body.
It's
It's like, whoa, hold up. What is this?
what's going on
Whoa,
here?
whoa, buddy. What do we got here? There's nothing here that is used to make yoga mats. So we are off to a bad start, friend.
I expect to get you exercise. Well,
Yeah,
you should have made ginger tea.
I should have, but we were recording, and I was like, let's quick nosh for our lunch break, guys. That's
Made the
my
mistake.
that's
Made the mistake of listening to other people.
Thank you, old man. That's what you get for listening to people.
You gotta live your life.
You gotta live your life. You and Rihanna.
By the way, what's the name of the elf book again?
Did we come up with a name?
I don't think so.
I feel like
I was gonna start writing it, and then I was like, wait, what's the name of it?
I feel like it melded together with Guy Hero.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I'm not sure.
Well, it needs like that'll be like the first.
Read
book of
everything
our
once
lore,
more and
and then the
Oh.
rest of it
reconnect.
goes into Guy Hero's story. This is like the start of Guy Hero. He kind of just randomly appears and nobody knows why.
Guy Hero begins.
What? Guy Hero begins?
No, Guy Hero begins.
I was gonna be like, why does
Guy Hero Egans. What the hell does that mean?
I thought you didn't say the bee for some reason.
Guy
Like, Guy Hero was just like, I don't
Egans.
like bees.
Guy Hero Egans.
That's what it's called now.
Yep. That's it. That's the title now.
Then
People are like, wow.
it'll just say like right under it in small print, Guy Hero hates the letter B.
People know. You're just helping them,
Yes.
right? If anything, you're a helpful author.
I also went to the bookstore today, and I read a book, and
I like how that's your. Like, I went to the bookstore and then I read a book. Like, wow.
well, when I go to the
Congrats.
bookstore, I don't buy anything. I just look at the books and read it like a library. And then if I see any books, I take pictures of them and go buy them on Amazon for half the price.
You're the reason why independent booksellers are disappearing.
But they're cheap on Amazon. I have
Right?
Amazon Prime.
I was actually listening to. I think there's a great.
Oh, he's
show
going to the
called On
ships.
Point that I started listening to ever since they were talking about like net neutrality and stuff back in the day. And now I just
Okay,
downloaded
tried
this
to do
podcast.
this
It's
with
great,
minimal
but They did have
casualties,
an episode
not
one
really.
time where it was
Working
he
for
brings on
us.
people to talk, about important issues.
Oh,
of the
come
day.
on.
And one of them was Amazon versus small booksellers. And he had a bunch of small booksellers, and then like one of the people who is the heads of Amazon on. And all the small booksellers were like so angry and mad and like, we can't succeed. And the guy was like, I don't know what you want me to do about it. We sell the books at the exact same price you guys do. We're just because we offer like free shipping on things. It's just more convenient for people. And they're like, roll. Why won't people come visit our stores anymore? He's like, you probably should ask yourselves that question.
It's true.
He's like, I don't.
They need to add something to
Okay,
make,
could have
like,
been
their
worse.
store like an
At least
like,
that
it needs to be an
war is
experience.
wrapped up.
And that's actually one of the final guests he had on was this woman who runs one of the most successful bookstores I think in Chicago, and it's a bookstore, but it's less a bookstore and more like of an event thing. So they have authors and they have signings, they have book readings, and they have community events. So people have a reason to go to the store, and then they buy books while they're there. And it's a genius concept because you can't get that from Amazon. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, maybe people should just
What did
sort of
Poland
think
do?
about their business more instead of just having
They have
a
the
full of books.
Lithuania,
So I was
okay.
like, oh, book
Good for them.
slam!
Because otherwise, it's just like a library.
Right?
Like, you could just go, like, the only difference with the library is, like, the library doesn't have a coffee shop, which every library should just build, like, a Starbucks in it, and then it's just a bookstore.
If libraries had Starbucks, they would become the most popular thing.
They would. Did you go to the library today? Yeah, I got my mocha latte. You know, in the library? I didn't even know that you could get books for free.
Books for free? You don't have to pay? Like, no, you just have to sign this little card. It's great.
Oh my god, I have a great story. So I went to Walgreens.
Oh, okay.
I went to Walgreens tonight. This has like nothing to do with what we were talking about.
I figured.
But, so, actually, let's rewind it a little bit. I went to Walgreens a week ago. I go to Walgreens. I buy my thing that I needed. I bought Carmex for my lips. They're chapped. It's cold outside and dry. And so,
Oh, there we go.
he gave me change, and he gave me a $2 bill. And I looked up if it was like legit, and they were just like, you gotta save that, because one day it'll probably just be more worth it than actually spending it.
No, it won't. $2 bills are still $2 bills always.
But anyway, the guy who gave me it was this Pakistani guy, and he just looked really sad and like he had a cold. And so...
Okay.
And so a week later, today, I go to Walgreens, and I check out again, and I notice that every like 30 seconds on the like thing they're playing music on, like where it's like do 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 do, where it's like just like store music, it'll pause and be like, "Welcome to Walgreens." And then after like a while of hearing that, I was like, I would probably go mentally insane if I had to be in the store all day hearing "Welcome to Walgreens" every like 10 seconds. And then...
So, are you attributing that to the reason why a guy would give you a $2 bill?
No, he just looked really sad. And then I go to check out again. It's the same guy, and he didn't look like he had a cold this time. He just looked really depressed. And then he checked me out again, and I was like, "How often do you have to hear that Welcome to Walgreens thing?" And he was like, "Too often."
What the hell did that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny, and I wouldn't want to work at Walgreens.
Are you kidding me? That was the stupidest
How the
story
fuck do we still
I've
have
ever heard.
casualties?
I thought I've told stupider stories.
That out-stupided them.
Oh. Well, now you know.
I do. I know. Which is really sad. Oh, good. Oh, so I looked into phone.
Oh, let's get
answering
some money out of
services.
it, at least.
I think there's a thing called eVoice where you can set up a voice.
We're not getting anything.
And so people can call in and we can get access to people's
Pillage
voicemails.
better.
So if you listened yesterday, that may be a thing.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. I had another dream, by the way.
Uh-huh.
So, it's actually
I was in a
like,
Walgreens,
woke
and
up.
this Pakistani guy gave me $2.
And then I realized it was real!
Oh my god!
Unless I'm still dreaming. Imaginary thought walrus. So I woke up, and I had this dream, and I was like, oh my god, where's my phone? And I got my phone, and I wrote down turkey acting roles and trip. And then I had
Well,
to
why
think about
not?
it for a while. And then I remembered. because
Turkey acting roles and trip.
because what happened was I was
Okay,
in
one more
the
month.
country of Turkey, and it was like me and possibly you and like other
Yeah,
user
yeah,
people
something
were
like
there.
that will
We were in
happen, but
Turkey
on my
for some
terms, of
reason.
course.
Like,
I
in-
assume I was looking for Thanksgiving dinner.
Possibly.
I assume that's why I was there. Like, where's Thanksgiving?
That would be the greatest picture ever. You just sitting in Turkey. It's like, where's Thanksgiving?
Oh God, I want that as a Christmas card. So I want to have a picture of that and just send that to people. Where's Thanksgiving? From
People-
Turkey.
People get the card. They're just like, what the hell is this? But anyway, I was in the Turkish airport, and I don't even know why. It was
The Turkish. That's what it's
Get
called.
him out of-
The Turkish
the
airport.
Turkish airport. And
I don't want to help
we were just like
them,
sitting there. We were like, we
but
gotta
I guess
leave
this
soon.
works.
We gotta catch this plane. And then I had to go to the bathroom to charge my laptop. And I was charging my laptop in the bathroom for some reason. And
Fun to see Montenegro.
now that I
At
think
least.
about it, it was the bathroom for my elementary school.
The best part is all the urinals and everything are like down to your knees.
Yeah.
You're sitting there trying to charge your laptop. It makes sense.
And then some woman walked in.
Get
and she was
anything
just
better
like,
here?
you can't be here.
Yeah.
Because you're in a children's bathroom, sir.
Well, I was gonna be like, well, you're a woman in the guy's bathroom. You can't be here. But then I was dreaming, so I don't know what's going on. So I left, and then I woke up, and then I wrote this down, and then I fell back asleep, and it shifted the dream. And then I was in Thailand,
Oh,
and
did I
you were
do the
there,
thing? Yes.
and Ro was
Did.
there, and some
Who
other
the fuck
people
are
there,
they
and
on?
Husky
Oh,
was
yeah.
there. And Husky said that his friend made amazing chili. And then we went to visit his friend who made amazing chili. And then we ended up in some Thailand hotel with like waterfalls. And then I woke up.
This would be one of those dreams that I would skip because I don't think it makes any sense.
It probably doesn't. It was probably just because we did the weather in Thailand.
I wonder what the chili symbolizes.
I don't know. Dream Dictionary. Chili.
Thank God.
Here it is. This is from some random website. Looks like it's made in the 90s.
Okay.
To see or cook chili in your dream is unlucky. It means
What?
you'll see others obtain the object for which you have
I
been
know what's
striving
worse,
for.
having a
You
lot of
ate
power not
chili
being
in your
able to
dream
use
by
it
getting
because you
to the
have
heart
that
of a
power all
matter
the time.
that has been troubling you.
Hashtag bad luck chili.
Oh, damn.
That sucks for you, man. You can have that bad luck chili.
Hopefully I'll have a good dream tonight where I'm like, we're a morning show. And that
What?
we have to do all the segments of a morning show.
Yeah. Was someone complaining to you?
They were.
Were they like,
were
you
like,
guys should just
What?
talk
They
about.
were like, you should get rid of the sports segment. You should get rid of the traffic. Sometimes you should do. It's like, no, we're a
That
morning
was quick.
show.
We're a morning show. What do you? That would go against the morning show rules. Then
Yeah.
we'd just be a podcast, and that's stupid.
And
I
we're-
mean,
That's
dumb.
stupid.
That's dumb.
So stupid.
We are also a lot better than most people. I've seen some morning shows as of late that are pretty
Oh,
terrible,
yes.
as well as podcasts that are pretty terrible.
We are somewhere
Okay, you got
above
some extra
terrible.
chips, probably.
Yes,
from that.
that is
Yep.
what we take pride in.
Yep, we're above terrible.
No reason not to pillage a bit in
That's
here.
also another great name for a podcast. The Above Terrible Podcast.
Then people know.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
They
this
know what
might
they're
be
getting.
good.
They know what they're getting.
I saw some woman on the local morning show, and she was all like, I'm back from New Year's, and I'm doing the traffic.
We're
She was
just
all
as
happy
good.
about it.
We're just as good.
We are. I
just as
think.
good.
I think we're even better.
I think so too. We are above terrible. And now let's go over to the weather. Grendor, how's that weather out there?
Well, today's
that's
weather is
enough
gonna
money.
be from Compton, Arizona.
Compton, Arizona.
Compton, Arizona.
Is that like the Bizarro Compton? It's so very white here.
It is. It's 29 degrees right now. It's 74% humidity. Calm winds. Later in the day, it's going to get up to 54 with some PM showers.
Oh
Trending is snow, wind, and clear. And let's check the local tweets.
Uh-huh.
There's one,
Let's
and it's Mr.
let's
Suave.
make have some fun with this.
And he says, grind until
Subjects,
sunshine.
That's we're turning.
I
That's
know
good.
what that means.
Let's not make it too long.
He has a picture with it.
Of a piece.
And it's a cup of coffee that says Maxwell House.
Yes! Oh god, yes! See, that is the perfect amount of innuendo for a tweet.
And his thing says, "I'm here to express, not to impress."
Oh my god, that is lovely.
This guy is amazing.
That is I may have to follow him. That is the single best tweet I have ever heard in my entire life.
He's got a tweet that says, "My mama still got my old toys, LOL," and he's got like a Buick toy truck with giant rims.
From Compton, Arizona. Wow, that guy is amazing.
Wonderful.
All right, now let's go over to sports at the sports desk. Grendor, how's
Okay, let's see
that
what the
sports?
money balance
Not
looking
much is
like now.
happening
in
aside from the Bucks
reinforcements.
parting ways with Coach Scott.
All the
Scott.
spoils.
What happened with the NCAA? What is going
Or
on
with
there?
no spoils.
Oh yeah,
Crazy
that
town.
That's,
giant
that's
bowl
fine
game
as well.
happened where people were like Notre Dame, Alabama, and then Notre Dame got blown out.
Sorry, that's the end of
It's-
that.
People were really excited for it, and then Alabama won 42-14,
Oh, no.
which is their third BCS title in 4 years. So if you're looking to not get an education and just want your football team to be good, head on down to Alabama.
Compton, Alabama. I wonder if there's
These
a Compton in every
bastards.
state.
Oh, I wonder.
That's an interesting question.
Oh, I also got some sad news. Greg Jennings is a free agent after this season, so he might have to leave the Packers.
I will follow him wherever he goes.
And sources say Miami Dolphins are considering
Okay,
a serious
Karaman
run
next.
at him.
Seems
Well, it's gonna be hard to catch him if they run at him.
Oh,
Because he's amazing.
oh.
Haha.
That's sports.
All right, now let's go to the big news story of the
let's
day.
just contain shit when we
Big
do
news
that.
story of the day. I spent time finding
Could
this
use
one,
some
and I think
manpower.
it is very, very relatable.
Uh-huh.
It's from Psychology Today,
Ooh.
and it says, "Funny people. Why our brains like to be tricked, teased, and tormented by humor."
I don't know if tricked and tormented is how I would describe humor.
I think that describes our show very well.
Yes, tormenting.
Can and should humor be explained once and for all? Taking a crack at the humor code.
Okay,
Okay.
should we do
Trying
this?
to define humor is
just
one of the
yet.
definitions of humor.
What? No, it's not.
That's what Saul
Ah, let's
Steinberg
first
said.
Oh,
finish.
okay,
Or
so-
maybe I can add
What are you
something.
doing? Why are you laughing at my jokes? I don't get it.
Does it do
Steinberg,
that
I
for
make
us?
bagels at my bagel shop.
Gains a
Send
core
your angry
free.
letters,
Free
care
core.
of at Wow Crendor.
No,
So
I
yeah,
am
we should-
also an old Jewish man.
Really
That's
just do
true.
that.
That's true.
So, I mean, if anything,
Yeah, legally you can get away with it.
I actually do really like bagels.
So it's okay then. All right.
Oh, what the
continue on,
fuck?
please.
If Steinberg didn't need to define humor in order to use it beautifully, why should anyone else need to? It doesn't help for that millennia. Philosophers, scientists, and entertainers have tried and failed to define exactly what makes things funny. Plato, Socrates, Freud, they all attempted to derive a
Well, I guess
parsimonious
I have to do this.
set of principles that can explain
'Cause
humorous
everything
reactions to a
else
wide range
sucks.
of situations, from puns to satire to tickling. Yet the complexity of humor has proved to be daunting. As fellow Psychology Today blogger Nina Strominger recently quipped, "Trying to come up with one true explanation for humor may be akin to trying to figure out the one true function of oxytocin."
What?
I don't know.
Yes, of
I'm
course.
already
I mean,
complicating
duh.
things here.
Steinberg isn't the only successful humorist who believes there's no simple explanation.
No,
for
no,
how
no,
to
no,
make a
no,
living.
no, no, no.
In
Not
scene
that
painfully
way.
captured in Wired magazine, when red hot stand-up comic Louis C.K. was probed about comedy theories, he snapped, "There are thousands of kinds of jokes. I just
Thank
don't
God I
believe that there's
looked at
one
that.
explanation." Of course, C.K. could just be protecting the sanctity of his craft. There are lots.
Or he could be the most honest comic there ever was.
Yeah.
And be telling you that there is comedy. There's slapstick. There's absurd humor. There's humor that relates to like, oh, it's funny because it's true. There's so many different types of humor. There are a lot of things that make stuff funny.
It's like different types of food.
Yeah, you can't synthesize. Like humor is art. It's what makes the human condition worth living. Just like that delicious food. There's so many
there
varieties
goes
in your
Am.
palate. It's like experiencing the world with your eyes anew every day.
That's a quote
Thank
for
you.
the Tombstone calendar.
The
It'll be coming
Tombstone
out.
calendar.
It'll be coming out soon.
It's just every month is a different tombstone. The most morbid calendar.
It'd be wonderful. But it'd make you laugh in the process.
Right?
Because
true.
it's your type of humor.
Right?
Get it? Because we're talking about humor. It's like
I-
humor. We're just talking about types of humor.
I don't follow.
Oh, well. You probably just don't get your own humor.
I don't get it. I don't get
learned.
those two.
I learned about humor. The fun way of being like, hey, I'll make a video about types of people that do this type of thing. And then some people are like, wow, that's so funny. It's so relatable. I know those types of people. And then other people are like, it doesn't make any sense. You're just describing stereotypes of people in a weird way.
That's what makes it funny.
And then those people might really like slapstick comedy where it's just like,
How
I
much do you
got
gain?
hit in the head
What
with a
actually?
banana.
Not with disloyal
And I'm
models.
just like, who cares? You gotta
That's
know
not
that,
bad. Well, I need to readjust.
That is kind of funny though. Just a dude sitting there in a banana flies across the room and hits
Okay,
him.
there
That's
goes
hilarious.
the Renaissance.
Perhaps humor is one of those things that we are better off not dissecting.
They're
Funny
annexing
is funny.
people.
Let's leave it at that. Maybe Mullins, C.K. Steinberg, and all the others are right. Comedy works, so why bother poking around under its hood, since it's bound to not get us very far anyways. Maybe it's time to move on to
Okay.
other more serious subjects. Or maybe not!
How far is
To
it
assert that
actually?
something about humor is too complex to be fully understood
So
does
kind
a
of
grave
the wrong
disservice to the
spot.
role that time and
I'd like it
technological
here.
advances play in scientific
Or
discovery and
if
innovation.
here, if that's even possible.
Is this person really like, we can't take these comedians
Oh,
at their word.
that's
We
fine.
must discover the source of all humor. This is a person who has never laughed once in their life. Like, I do not understand the concept. He's like an android trying to understand humanity.
RG3 does not understand humor.
RG4. RG3 is dead. RG4.
RG4 does not understand the appeal of a banana hitting a fellow human being in the face. Sometimes I wish I could relate to the human feelings.
Oh yeah, I can embargo the shit out of everyone now. Huh.
That was way funnier than it should have been. Holy crap.
That just brings me back to our Saints Row thing where we laughed at that guy's weird face. And then you're just like, dude, it's not that funny.
It isn't. But it is too... Oh god, that's hilarious.
Everybody just comment on this podcast in the SoundCloud or iTunes and whatever.
Well,
You're on
I can
iTunes,
use
give us
that and
5
get-
stars and be like, dude, it's not that funny.
Also, oh, by the way,
Two
for
good
people
generals,
who
so I
are
don't have to
using,
risk my ruler.
iTunes or SoundCloud or whatever, tell your friends who have Androids that we have an Android app specifically coming out just for our show.
Oh,
An amazing, like a fan made an Android because like, oh, the apps for Android suck, and so I wanted to make you guys. And it like downloads specifically our podcast every day. It's an
pretty
amazing thing.
Okay, they're
I-
not exactly
for one,
great.
never do that because I don't have the ability to, like, do that.
But he did it, so we're good.
Exactly.
And so you'll have that. I guess it's coming out soon-ish. So then we'll
Yep.
be everywhere. We will have dominated the market.
But at least they can drill.
Main goal. Dominate
That's-
the markets.
That's why we do what we do.
This guy's everything that can be invented has been invented. Was what Charles Duell said at the patent office in 1899. Had he locked up the patent office for good, we might not be blessed with things like Scotch tape, the iPhone, and Thigh Master. So what he's saying is, if we give up trying to figure out comedy, we're not going to ever find the reason behind comedy.
Stupidest premise for an article I've ever heard in my We must discover the source of all comedy and kill it. That's what this guy's doing. This is his mad vision.
But he says, humor doesn't just entertain. It has many benefits that can be enhanced by understanding the psychology behind it. Humor plays an important role in helping people cope with pain, stress, and adversity, whether it be patients in a cancer ward or victims of the Holocaust. Humor also lubricates interpersonal interactions.
Just when I
Using it
recover the
criticism and
morale,
helping people of
I get this
disparate
shit.
culture backgrounds get along. Finally, humor is an effective weapon of subversion that the masses can use to criticize their government while reducing the threat of retribution. Better understanding the intricacies of what makes things funny will prove fruitful in all of these realms and many more. Plus, successful comedians have nothing to worry about. Even with the correct theory,
Oh, they're
not everyone
fighting.
will be able to crack zingers like Seinfeld or doodle comedic gems like Steinberg. Just because we understand the laws of physics doesn't mean that we can expertly defy it like snowboarder Shaun White. Nevertheless, grasping those laws are beneficial in other ways.
Again, this guy lacks all humor. And it's like, I must discover it.
Anyway, I can
That's probably what he made.
Get
his
playing
life
on
out to
Venice
be when he
shit.
was like 7 years old, and people would be telling jokes, and he didn't get them. He would be like, "My goal is to discover what this feeling of laughter."
Okay, I think I'll focus on that next anyway, but
He's like
we
the
can
Grinch.
start making some
All the
conversation.
Who's down in Whoville.
At least
Why
bring
do
the
they
spy
laugh
network.
so? I will kill them. That's how that story went, right?
And then he got
No,
really angry
I
because
should
they stole his
make this
remake
claim as
Shazam.
well.
He would not eat them with the house. He would not eat them with the mouse.
He would not,
would not
eat, them
eat them.
here or there. He wouldn't eat them anywhere.
Speaking of anywhere, that's where you can listen to this podcast tomorrow, because that's when we be back.
Woo!
That was a great segue.
Raise the roof.
Yes, of expectation.
Play this model.
Come back tomorrow, we'll be here. Me and Crendel, have no fear. If you want to hear us the rest of the year, we'll be here for you. Whoopity dear.
That was pretty good.
Whoopity dear. Alright, that's it. Thank you guys for listening, and we will be back tomorrow, bright and early, for another exciting episode of Cox and Crendel in the morning. That's it. To be continued.
Ah no, wrong one.
Hello, everybody. It's time for Cox and Crendel.
Press the power in your
Broadcasting live. In 4-hour recording studio. Recording.
This will linger under Islamic law. Some super some
Hello there, everybody. It's Wednesday.
Okay.
It is the day of Weds.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. That's how I always say it. Then you know how to spell it when you have to
Right?
spell it.
No, I agree, because for years I would always spell
We'll
it
get more
W-E-N-D,
mysticism for now.
which is not correct.
It's not.
But that's how people say it.
Why do they say it
like
that way, then?
like Wendy's Day. Oh, Wendy's.
Whenever I
could go
see
for
Wendy's
Frosty.
commercial, it has that girl who's like,
The girl who they want you to think is Wendy, but really isn't. Real Wendy.
yeah, because real Wendy got a little
Real-
chunky.
Real Wendy has had a bit too much Wendy's.
So they went down like L.A. Wendy.
Yeah, and it drives me crazy because there's something like a little too perky about her. Like she's really happy to eat Wendy's.
She's borderline Disney Channel.
She's like, God, get yourself a sandwich.
Mozzarella la 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 la.
I
If
hope.
somebody came into my office, they're just like that. I was just like, are you okay? Like, do you need help?
I would hope that someone else in that office, maybe a woman with dignity, would just run across the room and tackle her.
Okay, I don't really need
Like, no, you do not ruin this
another
for us.
fort here.
Stiff arms are after catching the football.
Yes.
That's how we
Yeah,
start
it's-
our Wednesday.
I feel like at the top of the
But
show,
one
we
here,
should
maybe.
announce our campaign for victory.
We should.
So for those of you who are not aware, there's this thing called the Shorty Awards. I guess they're like the Twitter awards, but basically it's for social media stuff. And today, somehow, I don't
Trade
even know,
key trade
people
goes
started
there.
nominating myself as a podcaster. Look, that's the best I'm gonna do. and it blew
That's
up.
all pretty
I think
good,
it's 'cause
actually.
Crendor did it as well.
I did.
We were like, we actually stand a chance, and I went to go look, and as of right now, we're first. Which means I'm gonna demand that they give us a Cox and Crendor award.
Yes.
I
We're
want
actually
that-
ahead of like legit people.
Real legit people. But there's like 33 days left of voting. So every so often we're gonna hammer
Doing
it
one in
into
Albania
your,
would
to
be
your
great,
brain
so-
pulp.
Yeah.
Your
Should
brain
get on
pulp.
that.
And we need to get ahead of the competition so that they all lose hope.
You're gonna go to shortyawards.com/Jesse Cox. All one word. shortyawards.com/Jesse Cox. And then once you're there, you can sign in with Twitter. There's like a button at the top.
Okay,
and
that's
there's
good.
a thing that says like, I nominate Jesse Cox for the Shorty Awards or whatever. It like fills it in by itself, and then you just tweet it, and it does all the work for you, and then that's how it counts you towards the vote for us, and that's how we're gonna win.
Poland is keeping
you can
its
do Jesse
back.
Cox and you can do like
This
at
time.
Jesse Cox and at WoW Crendor. The problem is it only registers
will
one.
makes it
I'm
sucky
already
for
up
the
there,
two
so
tons.
screw it. If Crendor was up there, we would have done Crendor, but we're already in the lead. We ain't losing now.
Yeah, even I voted for you.
Take that, nerdist.
Yeah, take that, nerdist. You suck.
This is it. This is our big time to shine.
This is where we're
And-
gonna have Hollywood know us.
Yes, this is how we get big. This is it.
They're
Okay,
gonna be like,
what's
"This- this
up
terrible
with
show."
the lack of our air?
We're gonna be like,
Hmm?
we don't.
Could you address that,
Our
please?
commentary about Wendy's. That's why.
You get some use
Yeah.
out of that
Then,
shitty
then
queen.
when Wendy comes on our show, fake Wendy.
Oh,
comes on
look
our
at
show.
that.
Did you know the Wendy's story? Having lived in Ohio, especially in Columbus, Ohio, which is
that.
near Dublin, Ohio, which is where Wendy's was founded,
Okay,
I
why
know
not?
the Wendy's story very well. I figure we should, since we're giving Wendy's the time it deserves here.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, go to shortyawards.com/Jesse Cox. Keep that in mind. But anyway, once upon a time, in a Thomas.
Oh, they did find
there
another
lived
relay,
Dave Thomas.
so that's good
And
for
he
them.
worked for one they call the
Even though
Colonel,
it
a white man
benefits me
who
to
was
destroy
who would travel the
Byzantium,
countryside,
I kinda don't
dispensing
want.
chicken justice. Chicken justice.
Chicken justice.
And so, Dave Thomas used to work for Colonel Sanders. It turns out Dave Thomas quit and was like, I want to open my own restaurant. Who gave him the money to open his first restaurant? Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders was real?
Colonel Sanders, yes, gave
Hold
Dave
on.
Thomas the money to open the first Wendy's. And he did in Dublin, Ohio.
Oh my god, he is
the
real.
Padishah.
I told you,
That's amazing.
right?
Okay, there.
Colonel Sanders was a dude, a real
Starting
guy.
it off,
And he
it
helped Dave
wasn't
Thomas.
started by
Also, he was in
England.
his own commercials.
Oh, because
remember those
Burgundy is destroying
I
them.
do too.
But
disappointing.
then
He was in
like,
all the Wendy's
died from
commercials.
eating
Our friends
Wendy's,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's kind of disappointing.
I like to think that he
Are
died
doing
from
something.
McDonald's-induced heart attacks.
Oh, that's true.
He was
That's
cheating
pretty
on his
good,
own
actually.
company. He's like, I can't help it, the fries are so good.
Hey, that's
Had to
pretty
have an
good.
intermission. Well, no, not
Intermission.
it's like a basketball.
Now presenting the Wendy Wendettes.
Almost 300 per month.
And they just dance
That's
for him.
good.
It's like, oh, heart attack.
They just like bring him out in a chair. He's just like, why am I here? And they're just like, this is an intervention. And like the entire crowd is part of it.
They're all eating Frosties and judging him. Start eating Wendy's, Dave.
I haven't actually eaten at Wendy's in a long time.
Since I moved to the West Coast, I haven't seen a Wendy's.
Really?
In about yeah, I haven't seen one. I know of where one is, but I haven't actually seen it.
Oh.
Like
That's like when you said you didn't see Burger King's, and then you were driving and we saw
Yeah, then we saw
King.
Burger King. You just need to be with me because you'll be more observant than I am.
I notice all these things.
I try not to die in LA traffic. That's my job.
But Wendy's, if you want to sponsor us,
We'll take your money.
we will.
Yeah.
And then
It's a shame that I
the Wendy's
pressed
girl.
General died
I
really
will, I
quickly.
will only hit on her in the most polite ways.
I will hit on her in all the ways.
We have our bases covered.
RG4
Okay, let's fix that at least. We'll be in the money at least, so I can
baseball.
get some mercenaries.
RG4 is sad.
I like how no matter what, all RG4 jokes go back to his misunderstanding of emotion.
No, you're not programmed to do that, RG4. RG4.
programmed to love.
By the way, I started writing Guy Hero Egins.
Uh-huh. Guy Hero Egins, and how's that working out for you?
Let me read the first paragraph that I've written.
Oh, God. Okay.
Aliana sat on the edge of her bed, made of ancient tree bark and lost dreams, contemplating why her father had been cruel
Whoa,
enough to
whoa,
ban
whoa. Why is it made of lost dreams? Is that like a tangible good in your world?
You can build things out of lost dreams in my
Oh,
world.
okay. Okay.
I
Continue.
thought it made sense. And I wrote it. Contemplating why her father had been cruel enough to ban her from the outside world. All she had done was suggest they change
I
the
don't have
recipe
any.
for the savory
Oh,
star
he
cookies.
has 3
Granted,
siege.
these cookies used a recipe that had been passed down through centuries of Keebler elves, not to be confused with another type of elf for copyright reasons. So all have understood. That's all I got so far.
That's very good.
Thank
That's very good.
you. It's gonna be an
Here's
amazing
my
story.
problem. If you are one of those people who's like, I'll tune into this podcast to determine whether I should vote for them. So far, you've heard us shamelessly plug voting for it. Why Wendy's is awesome and where it came from. A really bad riff on RG4 and Krendor's book.
Many
10
inside
minutes,
jokes.
well worth it.
Well, if you don't understand what we're talking about, you gotta go back and listen to the other ones.
Yeah, listen to all the other podcasts. That's all we do is reference old podcasts. We make one funny joke once, and then we just roll with it for like 8 episodes.
That's how I got to where I am.
Doing the same joke over and over again? Exactly.
And once people start to realize it, then it's like, damn, I gotta get a new one.
Then we break out RG5.
You start talking like robots.
And eventually that's all the show's gonna be. Just Krendor 3 welcomes you to the morning show.
I feel like we need someone to make us like a super intro. The
That's
best
just
quality.
robots? We have a really good intro, though. That may be the best part of our show.
Well, it is good, but I want it to be even better. Like, if that guy could take it and make it even better and add, like, robot voices and, like, sirens and, like, other morning show things. We need an Aruga.
Aruga.
Yeah, let's use this.
Today, Timmy.
Not like it'll matter much
I'm
later.
gonna go watch RG4 play the foosball.
Damn it, Timmy, the Aruga is filled with vitamin C. RG4 does not understand vitamins.
Yep.
RG4 consumes oil.
He's just sitting back there. They're like, RG4, you have an oil problem. RG4 can quit whenever he wants.
He gets tackled on the field, and it's just like his oil springs a leak, and it's just like, is he bleeding? It's like, RG4 is bleeding his natural state of blood, which is oil.
Wait, so he drinks oil? RG4 is like a vampire for oil. He's an oil vampire.
What he is the mascot of the future. Nike in like 20
Okay,
years.
let's
when all
attack
the
before they get
cyborgs
some more
will look up
shitty
to
allies.
RG4, because he'll be one of the first people to promote oil. It'll be like Got
Literally,
Milk.
We have literally crossed the line to
Okay.
full.
It'll be like
Coronavirus.
Got Milk, but it'll be Got Oil, because everyone will be cyborgs.
We've crossed that line to Stupid Town.
I think we did that a long time ago.
Well, I'm gonna bring us back. I was watching the news.
Karama.
This
Yeah.
is what they discovered.
Thank you.
Drinkers
Oh,
of
they
diet
expanded.
soda are over 3 times more likely to be depressed than people who don't drink diet soda. And here's the thing. They went to this whole reason why it's the chemicals and stuff like that, but it hit me. Wouldn't it just be simpler to say the reason why people are drinking diet soda is because they fear calories? Why would they feel calories? Because they don't think they look attractive.
Oh, they have
Why don't
rebels.
they think they look attractive?
Good luck
Because
with
they have a
that.
problem with themselves. Why do they have a problem with themselves? Because they're probably depressed about something.
Yeah.
It's not the chemicals.
Yeah, the chemicals just give you cancer.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're depressed about that, but the depression, just because you're depressed doesn't mean there's a link between something. They should look at the depression, why, like, okay, if they're hurt about their body image, they're more likely to drink diet soda if they're drinking soda.
That's why I took statistics my senior year of high school, and I got a D in it. But I learned some stuff, and for example, in the
Dul
summer,
Kadiri.
there's a higher crime rate.
They
And
will
so
come
what you
here.
do with studies is be like, well,
So I'll go
let's
here.
do a study on crime rate with ice cream in the summer. So it's like, oh, well, there's a higher crime rate in the summer. People are eating more ice cream in the summer, therefore ice cream increases the crime rate. So you can just make, like, random ass things, like, relate to things they don't actually relate to by doing that.
But Another study suggests that people buy more ice cream in the winter than they do in the summer.
Whoa.
Exactly. So maybe the inference there is that the lack of summer ice cream equals more crime. Because people are pissed they aren't getting their ice cream.
This isn't Dukadir now.
The thing actually said in the book was like, there's a higher crime rate in the summer because there's more parties and people going out and doing things like drinking or
It's because
partying
it's.
and whatever.
I think yeah, it's because it's light more at
Okay.
night. Like there's. That was a
The
horrible
rebels won't
use
win,
of
so we
English.
can
It light
It
more
light-
at night.
join in on this fight.
There is more sun. It make bright.
It's daylight longer, and so people can stay out more. Like, you know, it's 9, almost 10 o'clock, and people are still outside. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
during the winter, it's not only cold, but it also gets dark at like 6, and
Yeah,
so
you're just
people
like,
go
I'm gonna go
inside
sleep.
and they stay out of trouble. I think that makes more sense than like ice cream causes gun violence.
Well, that's just like what they do. They're like, hey, you want to like do some studies? 'Cause, like, we get paid for doing studies. They're like, yeah, let's do them.
Now that we're on the subject of like legit news, I think it's time we go to Chop to Cop 7 in the sky with Crendor. Crendor, how's that traffic out there?
Well, right now I'm competing with the other traffic copter from some other news station, our rival 98.3, the Light FM.
There's Johnny Cash in the sky with Light 93 FM.
Yeah,
I'm coming
it's
in live.
actually Johnny Cash's zombie because he came back to life and now they hired
That's
him.
why I sound this way.
They hired him to increase the ratings. I mean, he's really bad
I
at
am
traffic.
slapping myself something silly, so just keep going.
But yeah, they're trying to increase the ratings with zombie Johnny Cash. It's not working. People are just still tuning in here, and it's stupid. I'm just back to you.
All right, thanks, Crendor. It sounds terrible out there.
That seems better.
Let's see what's going on in the war zone.
Not like she was giving us children.
The weather. How's that weather looking?
The war zone.
Shut up. Look. We hyped ourselves up too much. We were like, vote for us in the Shorty Awards. We're the best there ever was.
Best.
Total shit fest.
Listen, let's just go to some place called Garfield.
Yep, why not?
Garfield, Australia.
Wow, have we done Australia yet?
No.
I don't think so. Oh, this is good. I'm glad we're covering Garfield.
Sweet. Today in Garfield, Australia, it is 63 degrees with 21 mile per hour winds, 55% humidity, 46 degree dew point.
Are there any tweets there? Are we that lucky?
We got the frosted mini wheats again. Or wait, no. Kelly Sevens tweeting at Rep Paul Brown MD and said, "Why did you vote against Hurricane Sandy relief?"
She sounds very informed.
She does sound very informed. She sounds.
We will have none of that on this podcast.
That sounds like actual news.
That's what you get. That's what you get for choosing something named after a lazy cat and a president. All right, and that is the weather. Now let's go over to sports. Crendor.
Well, I covered NFL stuff a lot lately, so I figured, why not change it up?
Okay,
And we can cover
I have some manpower to
basketball.
bleed.
Oh,
Steve
basketball.
Nash records 10,000th assist in loss.
What? Steve Nash has lost 10,000 times?
Well, he has 10,000 assists.
Oh,
and
so he got his 10,000th assist while losing the game.
yes.
Let's just
Okay,
shadow
I thought you
them.
were saying he had 10,000 losses. I was like,
he
that is
broke
not
the
something-
record.
That's not something you want to brag about.
He
I don't even
joined
know if it's
the
possible to play 10,000 games.
I don't
Steve
think
Nash
it
has
is.
been playing since 1962.
Back in my day, an assist was worth 5 assists.
No wonder his team keeps losing. They keep putting the dude in. He's like, I'll get the ball. And he just falls over.
Nash joined an elite group of Magic Johnson, John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Mark Jackson.
That is an elite group of. All right, Jason Kidd I know. I was about to say that's an elite group of people I don't know. But Magic Johnson and Jason Kidd I know.
Well, John Stockton played against the Bulls in the 90s. That's
All I know is the people who played on the Bulls in the 90s.
Well, they played against the Jazz, who had John Stockton. They didn't win. The Bulls won, but...
I was about to say, no one cares about the Jazz. No one.
We almost won!
There was a time when we were almost good.
Oh, Utah Jazz.
All right, well, that's it for sports. What is our big story of the day?
Big story of the day. Beloved snacks you'll never be able to eat again.
What? Are these all about Twinkies things like Hostess cupcakes and things?
I don't know. I haven't read it yet.
Or the... Isn't that your job?
Yeah, well, it sounded cool.
Son of a... Alright, hit me with this article.
These foods and drinks used to grace the pantry shelves of many American households, but their glory days have passed, and now these items are discontinued. Some soda varieties just didn't click.
Was that the
There are also
capital?
lost food and snack items with certain
Where the
discontinued
fuck is their
flavor Doritos
capital?
has people especially upset. Number 1 is Altoid Tangerine Sours.
I do remember those. Everyone knows the Altoids. They're the little like mints that make you sneeze whenever you suck on them for some reason, because they're ultra minty. And they
I
have
had
cinnamon ones. I think they have there's a green mint and then a red mint.
Capital
Cinnamon.
Fort, yeah.
And then for a little bit they had these tangerine sours that were supposed to freshen your breath. But were
I didn't really
candy.
want
I
anything.
think that's all they were. And so people who buy
Out of them.
Altoids have no reason for that, and kids who want to buy candy aren't going to fork over money for like fancier looking candy. So I can understand why they sucked in sales and why they discontinued them.
Yeah. Next up is Butterfinger BBs.
I'm sorry, what?
Butterfinger BBs were mini peanut butter and chocolate candy balls.
Yeah.
Those with
I
the
remember that
Simpsons.
because Bart Simpson would sell them. Yes.
Yeah.
He was
They're
like,
little,
nobody
like-
better let a finger on my Butterfinger BB.
I remember that.
That was my Bart Simpson. Yeah, see, Bart, it's me, Bart Simpson.
Butterfinger baby, she.
Bart Simpson, see.
So they got discontinued in 2006.
Interesting. I do remember those.
Black Pepper Jack Doritos.
I
Okay,
never
let's
had
just
those,
get
but I remember
everything.
swore by them. He was like, they're
Except
the two best
that.
things in the world. Like he was like, they're spicy, but not spicy, and they're like the good Doritos, whatever the hell that means.
They're like the good Doritos.
Yeah, you know,
Well, now I want to try them.
you can't.
But
That's
we-
what this is saying.
Oh,
They're gone. Somewhere, some guy has a bag, and he's like, one day it'll be worth millions.
we'll bring it into Pawn Stars. On my bag of Black Pepper Jack Doritos. Be like, "Man, what do you want from them?
Well, we're gonna have to like go to our Dorito guy, and some like 14-year-old kid comes in like, all right, what do we got here? looks like a bag of Doritos, eh?
And then the kid buys them, and he's just like, listen, guys, these are worth a lot of money. I bought them because I ripped that guy off.
And
up
some
front."
stoner runs by, kicks the kid in the balls, and takes the bag. And he's like, oh man, I'm so hungry, man. Doritos.
Oh,
And he
already.
starts eating them, and the kid's like, no.
He's part of
And
a
that's how that
website.
story ends.
He's part of a website that's like tracking down Black Pepper Jack Doritos, just like they track McRibs. He finally found them.
I wonder if that's a real thing. Like if there's a real cabal of people who are like, I must have all the black pepper jack.
Cabal.
Cabal.
Is that like a Middle Eastern thing?
No, it's a close.
I've never heard that.
Continue, please.
Planters cheese balls.
Okay,
were
got another
discontinued
fort out of that,
2006.
so that's great.
Well, yeah, cheese balls have like a lot of cheese balls have disappeared. It's all cheese doodles and stuff now.
Yeah.
This is kind of
Because I
annoying.
remember Planters cheese balls were in the can.
Yep.
Oh, I totally forgot those existed. My grandmother would get those all the time. Cheese balls in a can was so much better than anything else. It
Picture
came in a
says-
can.
The picture says new family size
In a can.
in a can. Next up's the Wonder Ball. Nestle
hell is
stopped
the-
manufacturing them in
What's
97.
the Wonder Ball?
The Wonder Ball is a ball of chocolate with a prize inside. I remember I got some.
Ah, see, I would never waste my time on that. Anything that had a prize, I always knew was less candy than actual what you would pay.
They stopped making them in 97 after some children choked on the toys.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but I had a feeling that would be why. That's really depressing. It's kicks. I don't
Yeah.
know what- Keep going,
Okay.
please.
French Toast Crunch.
Mm.
I remember French Toast Crunch. It tasted like shit,
I remember getting
and it would
French
cut your
toast.
gums. It would cut the roof of your mouth. Is what it would do.
Well, it was
Okay,
shaped
don't
like little
need
French
to-
toast pieces.
It's true, but it suffered from
I'll just
Captain
fabricate
Crunchitis,
that if I
where the
ever
cereal was just way too hard.
want it.
When you bit into it, it cut the roof of your mouth.
That's why you let it sit in the milk for a while.
Soggy cereal is disgusting.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Why not
it's
just eat
not.
oatmeal? Cold
I
oatmeal.
like oatmeal.
Cold oatmeal?
No.
You communist, of course.
Maybe. baby.
Exactly. Don't be like, no. Try to save yourself. You love it. You love it.
I can't help that I'm old.
I can't swallow it whole or my poops will come out too hard.
Quote.
I can't swallow it whole. I can't swallow it too hard. I don't even know what I said.
He said something. The Keebler Magic Middles. They were beloved in the 90s. Beloved.
Were those the one that had? It was like a Keebler Elf on the outside, and there was it was like basically a Keebler Elf Oreo.
They were vanilla shortbread with chocolate middle.
It was a reverse Oreo. All right, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
those.
Then there's crispy M&Ms.
What the hell's a crispy M&M?
It was literally just an M&M, but it was like kind of crispy.
I don't even know what that would
Like
be.
imagine eating an M&M, but then imagine eating. It's like eating 2 M&Ms
Okay,
or
we
something.
are doing good here.
It was
Why
really
not just
stupid.
eat 2 M&Ms?
I remember seeing crispy M&Ms and being like, "Oh my god!"
They're now crispy.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like an interesting idea.
Surge was released by Coca-Cola to compete with
Surge.
Mountain Dew.
Yes, I remember Surge. That tasted horrible. Jolt, I think, still exists some places. I'm trying to remember what the other ones were that were like before energy drinks. It was like caffeine sodas.
Next up, Oreo O's. Cookie-themed cereal launched by Post in
What?
'97.
That sounds horrible.
I
Was it
remember
actually
these.
little Oreos or was it something different?
It was like Cheerios that were just like chocolate with little like white like Oreo middle bits around them.
That doesn't sound appetizing at all.
I'm
I
getting
think
to
I
some
tried it once,
proper
but I never bought it again,
manpower
so I
is
don't think I liked
the
it.
struggle.
There's cereals that look awesome but disappoint, like Cookie Crisp. I always thought looked
Yeah.
awesome. When I finally had Cookie Crisp, I was disappointed by Cookie Crisp.
I remember I wanted to like it.
It's
Cause I was
I'm
like, it's cookies!
right? And you're like, yes, it's gonna taste delicious, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Cookies.
They had one that was peanut butter cup cereal, and I was like, oh my god, I want to try this. It wasn't very good.
Yep, I
was like,
remember
why not?
that. I had that too. Tic Tac recently confirmed on its website that it has discontinued its cinnamon and spearmint flavors. What other flavors are there?
How many people still get Tic Tacs though?
That's
Besides your
true.
grandmother, how many people actually get? Like very few people still buy Tic Tacs, as far as I can tell.
I remember the orange Tic Tacs. I like
What's
those.
France doing?
I remember when they used to like sell it as
Oh,
like, if
Portugal,
you're a
probably.
woman, you should eat Tic Tacs instead of food. Do you remember those commercials? Like,
Most likely, eh?
it's only 5 calories. Pop. I'm like, shouldn't you eat? I don't know, like a sandwich or something.
It's only 5 calories.
That was that weird period during the 90s where it was like, do you want to be a model? Eat Tic Tacs and ice.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Burger King chicken fries.
What the hell's a chicken fry?
It's I don't even.
Is it a chicken nugget
They
just
were
in the shape of a
replaced-
French fry?
They were replaced with chicken strips. They just look like chicken. Yeah, they look like chicken strips.
Why wouldn't they just call them chicken strips?
Because they're shaped like fries. They're really lengthy and like
What?
like a fry.
That no piece of chicken looks like that. So it's chicken nuggets, chicken mash,
They
formed
McRibbed
into a
it.
fry. They McRibbed it. All right, okay.
That's
All
a
right.
term now. They McRibbed it.
They McRibbed it.
The Snapple Elements drink.
The hell's that?
More indeed.
I remember
Popular-
Snapple, and I remember the Snapple lady, but I don't know Snapple Elements.
I don't remember these either. They had Diet Air, Voltage,
Diet Air, huh?
Velocity, Volcano, Voltage, and Spark.
When you have to name your drink something that doesn't exist,
Sure, this is not going well.
we've got a problem.
It's true.
Although I guess
Our allies are
looking at
idiots.
my Monster Energy Absolute
Idiots.
Zero, that's not really a drink
Okay.
either. So
When looking for vessels, we should.
There's Cherry Vanilla
Bosnia.
Coke.
I remember Cherry Coke. I remember
Croatia
vanilla
has fun
Coke.
ideas.
I don't remember Cherry Vanilla Coke.
I don't either.
Did they combine those? All this like.
It was
What
launched in
if
06, but discontinued a year later.
That's because it's a horrible idea.
It is.
But we can just Serbia it.
Vanilla Coke I thought tasted nasty. Here's the thing: Coke in general
Have manpower
always
at least.
tastes better out of a fountain
I
drink
don't know.
stand or like a parlor, You know what I mean? Like
At
one of
least
those
you
old
can
timey,
keep shit together.
right? Like one of those old timey places. Like if you say I want a vanilla Coke, they're like, all right, I'll get it. It's like Coke with a shot of vanilla in it.
I'll check
that
the
tastes
ideas
legit. Vanilla Coke in a can
off screen.
tastes like the most manufactured crap ever.
Yeah.
It was
And then
very
decide.
unappealing.
Like they still have it. Like if you go to like some like the movie.
Let's see
theater,
what
it
here
has,
has,
like, the Coke
has
machine,
something fun.
where like you can. They have like a billion flavors. of
But
Coke, and
that
I tried
yeah, we
lime
can use
Coke.
well,
I
for
actually
this.
like lime Coke. It's
A lot
like
of people-
Coke but with a hint of lime.
Serbia
A
Croatia
lot of
Bosnia.
people like
This.
Coke with like a actual wedge of lime in their Coke, which is
Well,
the
it's-
thing.
It's probably tastes a little better, but for those that can't have that, you can have the chemical version.
Yeah, it's just as good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Jello pudding pops.
I kind
What?
of just want to go to
Really
Italy,
gone?
of course.
They were popsicle advertised by Bill Cosby.
Not really.
Disappeared in the early
Too
90s.
concerns about.
I think
Too
for every
concerned
now,
about
we can
those.
hear your Bill Cosby real quick.
That's the Jello pudding pops.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Of course,
Jello pudding
naturally,
pops.
do these.
Rudy.
I don't know if that is the best or worst thing I've ever heard. It walks a very fine line.
I think that's what it does. Is it's so good it walks the fine line. It's like an artist, a trapeze artist.
Of bad.
It's art. It's not good or bad. It's all up to perception and interpretation.
Uh-huh. Alright, sure. Sure.
Oh,
And
get away from my
finally,
salt.
Snapple's mint iced tea.
Snapple, man. They fired that Snapple lady and no one knew what they made anymore. I didn't know that was even a thing.
This because Snapple. I never
Snap-
actually liked Snapple.
Snapple hasn't been a thing in a long time. Like, I guess there's some people who still drink Snapple, but I don't. Like, Snapple used to be everywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
And now no one cares.
RG4 cares.
It has the same consistency as oil.
Someone said Smurfberry Crunch.
Ooh, Smurfberry Crunch.
They said, I still remember how that crazy shit smells. Cap'n Crunch, oops, all berries was similar.
Oh, God. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for listening. We will be back tomorrow with another show. Be sure to go to shortyawards.com/JesseCox.
Shorty
Vote,
Awards.
vote, and let's destroy everyone. Anyway.
RG4 votes for Jesse Cox on the Shorty Awards.
Thank you, RG4.
You're welcome. I think.
All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and as always, I want some hot chocolate.
Well, let's just do that. For even more manpower. Actually, that's something I could use. It's still not available. Let's build up those at least. But I should fuck off out of my capital area.
And my armrest is broken.
Right before we were about to go live on air,
Yeah.
Endor's armrest is armrest.
My breast has arms. Or wait, my arm has
Your arm
breasts.
has breasts. Yeah, your arm breast fell
I
off.
don't even know what's going on anymore.
Well, your armrest fell off. I don't know how that happened. Apparently, a screw came loose.
Yeah, it popped out.
That is a metaphor, if I've ever heard one.
That screw was loose, then the other one came out.
That is a metaphor.
Well, this is
If
the
I-
brunch show.
It is. We're a little late today. We decided, let's try and film it during normal hours. Spoiler, that didn't work out too well.
No.
Because during normal hours is when we do our normal work. So we're going to have to go back to our, crazy 3 a.m. podcast session.
I mean, technically that is the morning for most people.
Yeah, technically, that's the morning. So, if anything, we're doing it right.
Yeah, doing it right.
Yeah, doing it right.
Speaking of which, when I woke up, I had awesome dreams that I remembered because of my dream theory thing that works still.
Go on.
So one dream, okay, I was being chased by this
Well,
crazy
shit.
orc army. It was like a Lord of the Rings thing. And there was one orc where he had like
back on the menu, boys. That kind
he had
of orc army.
what do you call it? Like a boomerang. and he threw the boomerang, and it spun around and like chopped off the one orc's head. And then I was with somebody else, I don't even know who it was, but I managed to get into this room.
Well, that's a thing.
One of my friends. It may have been like a YouTube person. I don't even remember. It was a nobody. And I was like, alright, we're in this room. We gotta get out of here. And then there was like random people walking into the room, and we were like, oh, we're gonna get them. But then they weren't anybody. We were like, oh, that's just like a maid or something. But then the guard walked in, and we knocked the guard over and like took his keys, and we locked the door.
Vi kör Returns of Favor.
Giant like army with their general came to the door, and they were like, you will let us in. And I was like, no, we had a deal. And they were like, you are right. And then they... And then, no, then the room started to break off. So, like, it was like we were in, like, a boat or something. So the room started to break off, and then it turned into a crate. And then we were in the ocean on a crate. And I was like, what's going on? How long is it going to take to get across the ocean on this crate? And they were like, only like 2 minutes. And so it took, like, less than that, and then we were, like, on glaciers. And then we were on a different continent.
Well... No need to do that at all costs.
The funny thing is, I actually read a study, a fan sent in a study that had to do with the fact that playing video games before you go to bed gives you unusually heightened levels of awareness and control in your dreams. I feel like that's
video game dreams.
I feel like that, well, you don't have video game dreams. By playing them, it gives you control over the dreams that you do have.
Oh.
I'm not saying,
this is
like,
a thing,
you're
so
sitting there
I
playing video
don't
games in
need
your
to
dreams. Like, man,
do
I'm
that
very
yet.
good at this game in this game.
I've
No,
had
no,
video
in your-
game dreams where I'm sitting there
No,
playing
wanted to
video
do this
games.
for the gold.
You have the worst dreams.
Well, I just had an awesome dream.
I don't think that was very awesome.
I
You went
also
on, like,
then-
a field trip.
Right after I woke up, I realized it was like 10:30 my time, and I was
Okay,
like, I can sleep
how
for
are
like
the
an
peace
hour or something.
deals
So
looking?
I went back to sleep, and then I had a dream where I was in this like place that was like a war place.
Like a war place, yeah.
I think it may have been the orcs again, but it was like pirate orcs.
Okay, I think I'll stop here for now. I'm kind of
So,
hungry.
There were like all these pirates everywhere,
So,
and we were like.
See you next
sneaking
time when we
around, and I was
continue
like,
this.
"You
Bye bye.
can't like alert them, or they're gonna find out. And then it